Hey guys, today was productive, to say the least. This morning I took a shower. As you can see, I've done a bit since then because my hair is kind of all over. And then I went over to Sandy's. I almost called her Susan. No, Sandy's. Because I had to help her go through some clothes and stuff because she just moved. Actually, no, she just sold her Knoxville house, and they got everything from that house to their house here, and there was so much stuff. I think we probably went through 200 pieces of clothing easily in an hour. I was surprised we went through it that fast, but it wasn't like insane things, I guess. Like, there was probably 30 ties, there were t-shirts, there were pants, skirts, dresses. There's even a pair of boxers of her husband's. But, anyway, after we went through all of that, we had it in 3 or 4 different piles. We had one group that was going to Sarah, who is a friend from church of hers. One group that was getting thrown away, that was only a couple things. One that was going to Goodwill, and one that was going back to her daughter because there were a few pieces of her daughter's clothes in there. So we put a couple things back in there because she really only wanted the one thing. It was a complete leather dress. It was army themed, but yeah. And when I say her daughter is tiny, I mean like she's a size 2, if not smaller. She is tiny. But yeah. So then after that, we went to the store because she had to pick up a prescription and stuff. And I needed to get stuff for church tomorrow because I have to do the snacks. I ended up getting a fruit tray and a couple things of strawberries and 2 kinds of coffee cake. One that's a lemon cream cheese and one that's a cinnamon cream cheese. And then we got a can of mixed nuts. So then we came back home. After we got that, we got a couple other things too for Sandy. But we came back. I dropped it off at home because I didn't even know how long I was gonna be at her house. And they didn't have that much room in their fridge that was free to use anyway. So yeah. Dropped it off, said hi to Gigi, then went back out to the car with Sandy, and we went over to her house, and then we finished with the clothes, okay? We finished because we were able to get, like I said, we got everything sorted out in an hour earlier. This time we were hanging stuff up. I hung up all of the stuff that she was keeping, and then a lot of the stuff was her husband's, and we just said, he can pick out what he wants to keep, he can hang it up himself, because he's a perfectly abled man. I mean, he works, 9 hours a day every day, from, 8 a.m., no, probably closer to 12 hours, because he never gets home until, probably 7 or 8 at night. Then again, he works all the way in Oak Ridge, but still. Anyway. Then I came home, and I cleaned my room, and I did homework, and yeah. I cleaned my room, I did homework, I did a couple other things, but yeah. Anyway, that's pretty much what I've done today. It has been a productive day. Oh, and then when we were at Kroger's to get the stuff earlier, there was a Girl Scout troop standing outside selling cookies. So she said, "Hey, is there a specific kind of cookie you like?" Sure, I like Thin Mints. So I got a box of those. We ended up getting a couple boxes of Samoas, some Do-si-dos. And apparently they have like this quote unquote new one that is like a spin-off of the original. The new one is called like oh god, I don't even know. I don't even know what they're called. They were like caramel crunchy or something like that, something weird. Or something like that. It's a take off of the dulce de leche, which is technically dulce de leche. Yeah. It was like a caramel cookie because it was kind of, I don't know, kind of like a sugar cookie with little bits of caramel in it, and they were all like this big. And they're really good in coffee, but they took them off the market. I want to say 2 years after I was in Girl Scouts, and then they just came out with this new one 2 or 3 years ago. Like, years after I've been out of Girl Scouts. I mean, I was in Girl Scouts from 3rd grade to 7th grade, and I wanted to stay in it, but when I moved in with my grandma, she kind of forced me to quit, which made me sad. Just because I did like doing Girl Scouts, I loved selling cookies, mainly because where I live, I'm the only one that sells them, so, like, I have this massive market. Like, I would sell hundreds of boxes. But, yeah. Anyway, other than that, my, lungs have not been bothering me at all. Actually, I was talking to Grandpa Howard, who is just a family friend, but he's like a grandfather to me. He goes to our church. And he's one of the first responders for our volunteer fire department, and he said, you know, when you have one of those episodes, have your mom measure your blood pressure and your heart rate, because for me, like, my blood pressure and my heart rate and my respiratory rate all skyrocketed when this was happening. Like, my respiratory rate normally is about 13 to 15 breaths per minute. That's my normal. It was up in the 30s. Like, I was panting. My normal, blood pressure is, like, 122/76. And it was, like, 158/92. Like, that's really high for me. And then, oh, and then my normal, heart rate is about 73 beats per minute. That is a normal, healthy heart rate for an adult. It was 108. That's really high for me. I mean, that's high for an adult because normally it's like 60 to 100 beats per minute. But, yeah. Like, that's the normal healthy heart rate is 60 to 100 beats per minute. Mine was 108 and my normal is 73. That's a big difference. But, yeah. Anyway, that's pretty much been my day, and I guess I will just talk to you guys later. See ya.